Dear viewers, welcome to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you watch this channel. I'd like to start this session as usual by appreciating everybody who is making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and also give this video a like. It has been long since we did some analysis on MUTAHI NGUNYI lately, but it's because that we noticed that MUTAHI NGUNYI was not being straightforward. Because initially, MUTAHI NGUNYI used to, champion the Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's cause. But lately, we've noticed that MUTAHI NGUNYI has been aligning himself with the Kenya Kwanza. Most of the comments that he issues on Twitter are always in support of this regime. So we've not been following MUTAHI NGUNYI so much, but in this analysis, I've decided to bring him back because there is a post that he made that he shared in his Twitter handle, a post that I think is good if we look at and probably get to understand what he means and what are his intentions. So to begin with, I would like to read that tweet to you so that you can get to understand what MUTAHI NGUNYI said. But before I do that, there is another tweet that I'd like to share with you, and it's from the People's Watchman. And this is concerning the appointment of Noordin Haji. So the message that is being posted there by Boniface Mwangi, who is the People's Watchman, is a bit sarcastic, but I'd like to read it to you first. So this is what Boniface Mwangi said under the People's Watchman Twitter handle. Congratulations to Noordin Haji for being nominated as the Director General of the National Intelligence Service. In his 5 years as the Director of Public Prosecutions, he ensured that big untouchable criminals were prosecuted and jailed. Criminals shook and feared the day they will be taken to court. He brought honor and respect to the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. I have no doubt that he will have the same success as the head of intelligence. Thank you, President Ruto, for rewarding a successful public servant. Noordin ensured no one accused of corruption, land grabbing, murder, or rape was available to be appointed to Ruto's cabinet. He ensured no one accused of heinous crime is walking scot-free. I celebrate Noordin Haji for filling community prison with big-time criminals. Noordin made Kenya safe for all. Isn't that true? I find this Twitter a bit sarcastic, but I know he was trying to mean the opposite, but that's what Boniface Mwangi posted. So on to our main tweet. That is from Professor MUTAHI NGUNYI. And this is what Professor MUTAHI NGUNYI said. Like him, hate him, Ruto is the next Mugabe in African diplomacy. In a nice way. Watched him address the AU Parliament. He was daring. His hustler diplomacy reminds me of the frankness and purity of our liberators. Sankara Lumumba Nkrumah, may he survive the vice of colonizers. The end of that tweet from Professor MUTAHI NGUNYI. As to you, the tweet contains words like liberators, words like Mugabe in African diplomacy. I think here from this tweet I can say the word liberator is misplaced, but the word next Mugabe in African diplomacy could be okay. But let's visit the fact that he is being likened to Mugabe. Let us go to Zimbabwe and see what Robert Mugabe did to the economy of Zimbabwe. There was a time it was alleged that you could carry Zimbabwe money in a wheelbarrow just to go and buy a stuff. Let's say 1,000 here in Kenya could mean you carrying a whole notes in a wheelbarrow. That means Mugabe messed up the economy of Zimbabwe. So Professor MUTAHI NGUNYI is likening William Ruto to Robert Mugabe. But we all know that Robert Mugabe messed up the economy of Zimbabwe. He fought the West, and in the process of fighting the West, there was an issue of economy. So the direction that William Ruto has taken of fighting the West directly will cost him. That's something that I'm saying here in this channel for free. That move will cost him. Mind you, you know that the UN, the US and the UK, like I've always said in this analysis, in this channel, have played a role, very important role in ensuring that William Ruto was successful in that seat that he occupies at the moment. So they played a critical role. We didn't know, but the first person who disclosed this issue to us was Raila Amolo Odinga. So William Ruto is committing a political suicide by attacking the West directly. Remember, he doesn't have good rapport with Chinese. Now he's creating the similar scenario with the West. I don't know where he's heading. Could be that maybe he's trying to tell the Chinese that, look here, I am not pro-West now. I don't like them. In fact, I'm fighting them. So you can come back and we talk. So there could be things, there could be something here happening. I mean, how is it possible that now William Ruto is not pro-West and he seems to be pro-East? That is something that needs to be looked at carefully. But the fact that MUTAHI NGUNYI has called William Ruto a liberator, similar to Patrice Lumumba, Sankara or Patrice Lumumba, or Kwame Nkrumah, I don't think he fits the bill here in this comparison. But the good thing is that he didn't compare him to Mandela, because there's someone tried to compare him with Mandela. But you see, Mandela was a liberator. He fought for the people, just like Jaramogi, just like Jomo Kenyatta, just like Mekatilili Omenza, just like Dedan Kimathi. If we try to call him a liberator, what has he liberated people from? That is the question that we give to MUTAHI NGUNYI. But of course, we know that MUTAHI NGUNYI could be, angling towards working for this Kenya Kwanza government, because he has noticed that maybe David Ndii is on his way out. Because the moment David Ndii came publicly and talked about the expending by the government, that has not sat down well with the Kenya Kwanza team, because David Ndii seems to have exposed the regime that they are overspending. So maybe, I don't know, but maybe MUTAHI NGUNYI could be positioning himself for that position should David Ndii be kicked out, because he can't be kicked out. I've seen so many people talk about this, that David Ndii might be kicked out. If he's kicked out, then maybe the likes of MUTAHI NGUNYI can assume that position and talk about the tyranny of numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, tell us below the comment section what to think about this tweet from MUTAHI NGUNYI. And MUTAHI NGUNYI said, like him, hate him, Ruto is the next Mugabe in Africa diplomacy. In a nice way. Watched him address the AU Parliament. He was daring. His hustler diplomacy reminds me of the frankness and purity of our liberators, Sankara, Lumumba, Nkrumah. May he survive the vice of colonizers. End of the tweet. Dear viewers, kindly tell us below the comment section what to think about this tweet, and also like to urge you to stay safe and stay blessed until we catch up again in our next analysis.